Welcome everyone to social classes. In this video, we are discussing the PU most important questions for BA English compulsory 4th semester. The time allowed for this theory paper is 3 hours and the maximum marks are 45. Note, attempt all the questions, attempt parts of the questions together. Section A, explain with reference to context. There will be two questions and you have to attempt one. So one out of the two. And this question is of 5 marks. I never forgot the fact of a poem repeatedly scores. I always resent the affront of men echoing emptily. And in her eyes, the ghost of a mother's pride as she combed the rust-colored hair left on his skull and then. You are all knowing, friends, what a sweetness is in Miss Pushpa. I don't mean only external sweetness but internal sweetness. Whenever I asked her to do anything, she was saying, just now only, I will do it. That is showing good spirit. No, Madonna and child could touch that picture of a mother's tenderness for a son she soon would have to forget. I always liked the song that defined total comprehension. When there is a scope for imagination, I made a habit of rebirth again and again. Friends, our dear sister is departing for foreign in 2-3 days and we are meeting today to wish her bon voyage. The air was heavy with atoms of diarrhea of unwashed children, with washed out ribs and dried up bottoms struggling in labored steps behind blown empty bodies. I have always doubted the distinct shade of a face on another face. Miss Pushpa is the never saying no. Whatever I or anybody is asking, she is always saying yes. Question number 2. Attempt any 5 questions in about 50 to 60 words each. This question is of 10 marks and there will be 8 questions in the paper and you will have to attempt 5 out of them. How does the poet use language to create humor in Goodbye Party to Miss Pushpa T.S.? How does the sky become a witness of 20 centuries? I will embrace only the sun. Explain washed out ribs and dried up bottoms from refugee, mother and child. Describe the external features of the photograph. This is a photograph of me. Is the poet being sarcastic in his descriptions of Miss Pushpa? Why is the poet keen on rebirth and recreation? I will embrace only the sun. What is visible under the surface, as it were? This is photograph of me. Describe the scenes of illness and misery in the poem Refugee, Mother and Child. Describe the scene of illness in Refugee, Mother and Child. What does the act of combing the hair signify in Refugee, Mother and Child? What are some of the emotions that the mother experiences about her child? What is the significance of the title of the poem, Refugee, Mother and Child? Bring out your own words the significance of the title of the poem. Describe the scene of illness and misery in the poem. What are the emotions that the mother experiences for her child in the poem, Refugee, Mother and Child? Ezekiel is a master at satire and humor. Bring out how this is seen in the poem, Goodbye Party for Miss Pushpa T.S. What do you learn about Miss Pushpa from the poem? Pick out the grammatically incorrect phrases, expressions and sentences in Goodbye Party to Miss Pushpa T.S. How is it made clear that no one has anything against Miss Pushpa T.S.? What do we learn about Miss Pushpa T.S. from the poem? Comment on Ezekiel's satire on Indian English. Goodbye Party for Miss Pushpa T.S. How is it made clear in the poem Goodbye Party for Miss Pushpa T.S. that no one has anything against her? Bring out in your own words the central theme of the poem Goodbye Party for Miss Pushpa T.S. Bring out the element of humor and satire in the poem Goodbye Party for Miss Pushpa T.S. Explain the terms washed out ribs and dried up bottoms. What becomes visible on scanning the poet's photography thoroughly? What is the hidden meaning of the theme of the poem This is a photograph of me. Trace the development of thought in this is a photograph of me. Describe the external or obvious features of the photograph. What does the poet mean by scanning the photograph? What is visible under the surface in this is a photograph of me? What is the central idea of the poem? This is a photograph of me. What appears in the background of the photograph and what is its significance? Why is birth a victory over death? I will embrace only the sun. How does the poet explain the beauty of creativity? How does the sky become a witness of 20 centuries? Why can't the poet love the moon despite its brilliance? What does this signify? What does the poet mean by saying that he has never lived without a new thought? Trace the development of thought of the poem I will embrace only the sun. Question number 3. Answer any two questions in 100 to 120 words each. This question is of 6 marks in total and you'll have to attempt 2 questions out of the given 4. Contrast the idea of democracy with the idea of dictatorship. What are the differences between democracy and dictatorship? What is the importance of word federation in the chapter No Man is an Island? Trace the arguments of Minu Masani in the favor of the best form of government in the essay No Man is an Island. How was achievement in English language rewarded? Does Ngugi consider this fair? What are the ways in which hands speak? What are the chief qualities of democracy? How can the spread of information through media empower people? How was the achievement in English language rewarded? Describe the chief features of life in Kenya based on your understanding of the chapter Decolonizing the Mind. How did colonization affect American culture according to Ngugi's Decolonizing the Mind? Discuss the main focus of Gardner's essay. Why do some people hesitate in shaking hands? Write in your own words the main ideas contained in the chapter on shaking hands by A.G. Gardiner. How are freedom of the press, democracy, social, and economic development related? What is the importance of the freedom of the press? Explain the features of development and how they are related to the free flow of information. What advice does the writer have for developing nations? What are the advantages and disadvantages of shaking hands according to A.G. Gardner? How does Minu Masani build that human progression is ultimately the progress of mind? How has the digital revolution affected the media? Discuss the main focus of decolonizing the mind. How is the language an important tool for the author in the chapter and excerpt from Decolonizing the Mind? Section B, question number 4. Write a paragraph in about 250 to 300 words on any one of the following topics. There will be 3 topics in the question paper and you'll have to attempt one, and this is for 5 marks. So, here are some previous year topics because they're not such important topics. So, English as a global language, India as a democracy, press role and responsibility, mental health awareness, forms of greeting in India, freedom of expression, importance of freedom, art of public speaking, social media, photography as a hobby, horrors of war, importance of the freedom of the press, importance of English, role of mass media in today's world, live and let live, future of English in India, the role of mass media, freedom of expression. Question number 5. Write a report in about 100 words on any one of the following. There will be 2 topics and you'll have to choose one. This is of 4 marks in total. As a reporter of a daily newspaper, write a report about the change in the practice of shaking hands after the pandemic. As a reporter of the college magazine, write a report about the blood donation camp arranged in your college. Write a report of 100 words on vocational education in India. Write a newspaper report about a lecture on health workers during pandemic. Write a report of 100 words on importance of skill development. Write a newspaper report about a lecture on mental health organized in your college in 100 words. Write a report of 100 words on Cleanliness is next to God. As a reporter of a daily newspaper, you visited some local prominent markets and served them from encroachments. Write a report about your survey. You are Amit/Amita. Your college organized a fundraising cultural night for victims of recent floods. Write a report about the event for your college magazine. You are Ramesh/Rohita. In order to raise funds for the earthquake victims in Turkey, your college organized a cultural festival. Write a report for the college magazine. You are Arpit/Arpita. Write a report on the inter-college declamation contest held at your institution on World Press Freedom Day. You are Sham/Shama. So these were the previous year topics, because there are not really important topics in this, but just to give you examples, I have mentioned the previous year topics. Question number 6. Grammar. Do as directed. The subpart 1. Use the following nouns as verbs and vice versa. 5 words. There will be total 5 words in the question paper, and this is of 5 marks. Table, file, mark, handle, demand, grip, flow, force, view, work. Second subpart. Use the following words as indicated. Mark as a noun and verb. File as a noun and verb. Corner, verb. Bear as a noun and verb. Seat as a noun and verb. Bell, verb. Close as a noun and verb. Shake as a noun and verb. Aim as a noun. So this is actually the continuation of that. Now we move on to the second part. Combine the following pairs of sentences using words and brackets. 5 sentences there will be in the question paper, and this is of 5 marks. They are poor, they are contented. Use but. Talk to me, go to sleep. Use either or. We can go out, we can order food over the phone. Use either or. He is not hardworking, he is not intelligent. Neither nor. She is a beautiful girl, probably. She is intelligent. Use both and. Raj won the race, he ran fast. Use as. He worked hard, he failed. There should be failed. And use even though. He is hardworking, he is intelligent. Use as well as. We cannot walk, we are tired. Use for. This is the car broke down. Use which. We live in Chandigarh, Chandigarh is a beautiful city. Use which. We live in Chandigarh, Chandigarh is a nice city. Use which. Some people live in glass houses, they should not throw stones at others. Use who. I will die one day, death is certain. Use for. He is poor, he is contented. Use but. Is she foolish? Is she mad? Use or. There are good storytellers, there are bad storytellers. Use good and bad. A shoemaker makes shoes. He wants his bread. Use for his bread. We live in Chandigarh, it's a beautiful city. Use which. It is a beginning, it is a means to higher end. Use and. The digital divide is a technological one. It is a content to divide. Use not only but also. He is a friend of who was talking. He was sleeping. Use while. The tortoise kept walking. The hare slept. Use while. He won the race. He was consistent. Use for. What has she done? Tell me. Use what. What has she done? Tell me. Use what. It got repeated. It rained heavily. The house collapsed. Use because. The bell rang. We rushed to our classrooms. Use as soon as. I cannot pass. I must work hard. Use unless. This is the boy. He topped the class. Use who. Use the following textual phrases in sentences. Use 5 out of 10. 5 marks in total. This is question number 3. To have an edge over. To strike a perfect balance of a view on a larger scale. Turn upside down. To get rid of. Upon its trial. Made a habit of. Born without a seal. More or less. First ever. To bowl indifference. Open up. Half-hearted. Brutes of prey. To have an edge over. Belong to. Point out. Heavy with odors. to bow before, collaborate with, a matter of opinion, sort out, part and parcel, cease to care, development, look into, bag and baggage, barter away, consumed by flames, to open up to, part and parcel. Showing good to spirit, look down upon, act of no consequence, to strike a perfect balance. Thanks for watching social classes. God bless you. In other videos, we discuss the syllabus and most important questions of all the subjects for all the semester. So stay tuned and good luck.